Hey guys, so it is like 6:09 and I figured I'd come for a walk. I walked yesterday and I got I think it was like 15,000 steps, well almost 16,000. It was a nice walk. So here we are back again, getting my walk on. This, like I've told y'all time and time again, like out in nature and like walking and just feeling all of this beauty, seeing the beauty, being in touch with, the Lord out here. Like, this is like my happy place. Anytime I'm out and about like this, makes me happy. I love it. So nice. Happy Saturday. I hope everybody's doing good. We all went to, well, it was Katie and Griffin and me. We went to Knoxville today, Turkey Creek, and it was pretty nice. And then we got back and I'm like, I'm going to go for a walk, so I haven't walked down here in a long time. It's been a minute. Okay, so now let's try it again. I was trying to record back there, but these boats had like really loud music on, so I was like, I better not record right now. Anyways, so let's see, what do I want to talk about? A good subject. So I like coming out here, like I said, just to like get away, breathe, get in touch with nature, get in touch with Jesus. Just like about lost my gum. He's totally everywhere, but I feel Jesus Christ all over in nature, and it's always been that way for me. I don't know what it is. I guess it's his creation and he made it all, but like, it's medicine for my soul. I love it. I'm so thankful that he created all this for us. But I guess what I wanted to talk to you guys about is, so do you ever just say like you've been through stuff in your life and throughout the years you kind of build up this big old like wall, and it kind of robs you from your life, from happiness. It robs you from you being you, and it robs you from you living your life. So how do we word this? Or how do I want to put out what I want to put out? That's my problem sometimes. I used to sit and write a lot, and I've not gotten back into that, and I need to, because I used to write so many things down, so many like poems that the Lord gave me, like just that I feel within my spirit and soul. But it's hard for me And I know y'all are like, well, you talk on here all the time and you do all this and, you know, you're outgoing and all this stuff. But in reality, it's really hard for me to express my feelings. And when it comes down to like, you know, like I don't know how to even word it, like the major things in your life, like I run from it and I shut down. And I just put this up, this little wall thing. I know I get distracted too when I'm trying to film. A lot of people think like, you know, I'm very outgoing and like all these things, and I am for the most part. But in reality, like I hold my feelings in, and I also hold like my emotions in. Like if I'm like, I don't even know how to word it. Does this even make sense to y'all? Because half of the time what I'm thinking and feeling don't even make sense to myself. But anyway, so what I'm getting at is like actually, so like when you work on things in your life and you get rid of the bad things that like in your heart that's been like weighing you down or whatever. And I've even had to learn how to not dwell on things, and that's been really hard for me because I'm an overthinker, and always have been, always evaluate, always do all that, like those things. But I've had to learn how to do that, and it wasn't until the older that I got, you know, the things I've encountered, the things that I've went through, the things that I failed at, the things that I've won at. It took all of that for me to get to where I'm at. And then even when I am where I'm at, I still doubt myself. But I know it's the devil. But so what I'm getting at, maybe this will make sense to some of y'all, but see, I'm growing and I'm learning, and I'm okay with that because the Lord's been helping me a lot here lately with things, and I really don't know how to comprehend it. Hold on. But you know, it ain't meant for us to comprehend. It's not meant for us to understand God's work. It's not meant for us to understand when God touches you, he touches you. And a lot of times the enemy will put doubt in your heart, in your mind, and just put fear in your heart. And that's when we have to overcome. And I believe, this is just what I feel in my spirit and my heart and my soul. I believe that whenever those things come, I think it's test. And I think that the Lord's trying to see if we pass them or not, to get past all that mess. And I don't know. And then it's like, the moment that you become happy, and I should just talk about myself. I don't like relating that to me, but that's what I'm relating it to. Oh, this is pretty. Hold on. Pine cones, y'all. Y'all see them? Ooh, I got spider webs on me. I don't like relating that to me for whatever reason. I don't know. I'm my own worst critic to myself, but that's okay because I'm living and I'm learning, and I've realized. Hang on, this bra's getting to me. I've realized the more that I've accepted the things that I feel and the things that I need to move past, and the more I talk about it, the more it helps me. But let's talk about happiness, shall we? So, oh, this is pretty. Look at this. Lot of the water and the sun reflecting on the water. Like, that's just awesome. Isn't that pretty? But I'm not one to do too well. Looky there. Isn't that pretty? But anyways, I'm not one that likes change. I like to be in my routine. As a matter of fact, in my parking, I always, even at work, I park in the same spot every single day. I have for years. Even at the nursing home, I would park, and I still do try to get the same place, if not in the same area. That's just how I am. And that's even with like my life and every day. I don't like change. I hate change. I don't like it. But I also do know that change is a good thing. And that's what I'm trying to accept. And I'm trying to, I guess, get through and deal with change. And which, change is not always bad. And change is good, but at the same time, there's different types of change that makes us uncomfortable and all this stuff. I'm all over the place, but that's how my mind is. It goes all over the place. Look at this. Is that a cocoon or looks like a little cocoon? But I guess like when you start experiencing like happiness and you are like truly happy, sometimes like here lately, I'm like, is this real? Like, what's happening? Like, how is this happening? And then I know that God's always on time, and He knows right what we need when we need it. And I don't know, I'm thankful for that. But at the same time, it's weird in a way that I can't explain. And I'm just right now talking about my life and how, like in my heart, I have kind of like pressed my way through of sadness and grief and disappointment and failures and heartaches and things like that, because I have been so hurt. I have been broken. And I know that I've as well have hurt people too as well. I'm not perfect either. But it's hard in life, in everyday life, and it's hard for me to accept change. And it's a good change. Like, I mean, I'm happy, and all that, but it's weird. Like, does that even make sense to y'all? It's like, but I know when the Lord like changes you over and helps you and like starts changing over your mind and like redirects your spirit and your soul, like it's like I'm happy about it and I'm thankful, but it's like, what's up with this? Like, you kind of feel like different and you feel, I don't know, but y'all are probably like, she's crazy, but yeah, I probably am, but I'm sure that there's people out there that feels the same way. But anyways, I'm thankful for it. You know how like you just know that when that shift happens that there's going to be a difference and there's going to be something different happen in your life? That's where I'm at. And I don't know what it is. I know it's for the good, and I know there's something good ahead for me. In my family, but it's scary. And like, I know that the Lord's speaking to me about all this, and I've just been trying to get out and pray about it, and I'm trying to hang on to God's like reins and trust Him, and I've been working on myself. And see, that's when the enemy attacks you more, and I know it. I've like, from all the years I've lived and everything and served the Lord, that's when he attacks even harder. But being truly happy with yourself is hard. And speaking for me, I have always looked back. I have always been like, what if? I've always been like, what could I have done to change this? Or what could I have done to change that? Or, you know, all these things. And then here I am going forward in life and trying to like block out all these things of past hurt and past failures. And it's took me so long, many years. I have like hang on. Hello, how are you? I guess 2 more bikers are coming. But it took so long for me to even get through all that. And I thought having to stop and pause and stuff, but there were 2 more bikers that went by. But it has been a hell of a journey for me. And you know, I'm speaking for myself. I know others have been through worse things, but for me, I have, Lord, there's been times that I couldn't even crawl. I just felt that I was just barely going. And God's faithfulness has always kept me. But I don't know why. You know, I mean, this is just the things that I've encountered in life, and some were from poor choices that I've made, and some of them were just life. Sometimes bad things just happen to us. Sometimes it just does. And, you know, but God never changes, and He's always there with love and open arms. And whenever I couldn't even love myself, Jesus loved me and cared for me. And all of like the lowest times of my life that I felt unloved and unworthy, like He was there for me. So, and this is just so beautiful out here. I love it. But back to love, like, you know, I have always been hard on myself, and I've told you that, but like, I don't know, the Lord is doing something different in my life, and it's different. And it's like, you know, it's good, but it's scary. I'm scared. And it's not like scary in a bad way. It's just I'm scared. Like, I don't know. But I know I've got to walk in the way that the Lord wants me to do. And I'm trying, and I'm walking. And I hope this is making sense to y'all. I hope and pray that it does. But this is what, oh, look at this. This is what's been on my mind. But you know what? You know, the joy of the Lord is our strength. And Jesus makes our soul happy. And this sounds bad, but I don't know if I have truly, until like in July, I have truly let the Lord come in and just love me. Even though that He's there, but me fully give everything up and let Him be with me. And it's like, when I done that in July, the weight of the world was on my shoulders. I was driving to work. I was like so sad, and I was just tired, and I was praying. And I wasn't even, like, I wasn't praying out loud, but in my spirit realm, I was praying, and I know that I was praying, but I didn't even know what I was saying. Didn't know what I was praying, didn't know what I was saying. And like I told you, I was praying in my mind, but like, it was like my spirit was praying, if that makes sense. And the Lord told me to pray for myself, and I did. And that's when I felt the chains break. And I was like, pray for myself? Like, pray for myself? Okay. But I'm 37 years old, and I think that is the most loving in my heart, like just spiritual realm, like not worrying about anything. When that came in over me, it was like nothing mattered. And it was just like the Lord just dumped something into my heart and like touched me. And ever since, like, I felt different. But ever since, I feel it's different. And it's like, I'm thankful for it. And I'm just like back here thinking, like, what is this? And what's going on? Like, you know, it says that the Lord creates like new life and all this. I don't know. I'm just thankful. But we deserve happiness, and we deserve to let the Lord love us and let the Lord lead and guide us and help us in our everyday life. Because life is so short. It really is. And I don't know. When you start letting that baggage go in your life and the hurt, it starts lifting up and you feel totally different. So I guess what I'm getting at, it's okay to be happy, even though it scares you, because I've never known really happiness. Like, it's always been something behind it, or, you know, I mean, I've known happiness like with my kids and like having my kids. Oh, look, hold on. There was a butterfly. Oh, there it is. Where'd he go? He flew off. I mean, I've known happiness like in different areas, but I'm speaking of like that's really like the touch from Jesus type thing that takes away the hurt and pain. And he's been doing that for me, and it's so weird. And it's kind of like you don't know how to take it. Like, I mean, I'm not complaining about it, but I'm over here like, thank you, Jesus. Like, go, Jesus. But like, what's up? But God does bring hope, and God does bring life to those that... Oh, look, there was a big old yellow butterfly. Where'd she go? It flew off. There's a bunny. But God does bring us all those things, life, and, you know, and hope. They've redone some of this stuff out here. But I guess too, what I'm getting at is it's okay to be happy. It's okay to let your guard down. It's okay to have a life and not just be in bondage with past hurt, past fear, and all those things, because, you know, life is too short for that. And, you know, it's up to you for yourself. It's up to me for myself to want to make a change. And if we don't want to make a change, and if we don't want to, you know, meet the Lord at least halfway and say, Lord, here I am, you know, I'm ready for you to help me. There's a red bird. I'm ready for you to, you know, take this away, this hurt. I'm ready for you to heal me. I'm ready for you to help me. I'm ready for you to encourage me. Like, those are the things that, oh, look at these pretty flowers. But those are the things that I prayed to myself that day. Because, you know, again, we all long to be loved, and we all yearn to be accepted and appreciated and all these things. But until you can, you know, lay everything down to Jesus and let him come into your heart and love you and create like a new love for yourself. Oh, look at this. Then we can't be 100% what we need to be. And I guess what I'm saying is, like, you can make a change. You can be different. You could feel different. And even in that different hour, that's when God's working on you and making you to your happiness, to what you need to be. And I'm speaking of from my struggles and my experiences and what's been working on in my life. God's good to us. He's so good to us. And why did this pause? But anyways, that's that. So y'all be happy, walk in happiness, walk in God's love. And I'm just thankful for it. I'm thankful for his touch. And I'm thankful for he is who he says he is. Because if he wasn't who he said he was, then nothing would ever, no miracles would ever be performed. No blessings would ever be accepted or, given. And he always does exactly what he says he's going to do. And so we just have to walk in his goodness and walk in his mercy and his love and his grace and his strength and his power. Because like I said, I've always felt like, at times I've been just so unworthy of all those things. And I've been unworthy to even be loved after the things that I've been through in life. And I'm like getting just kind of with all these walls up and within my life. And that was no way to be. That only brought more hurt and loneliness to my soul. But we learn through our struggles, and we learn as the years go by in wisdom, as we age and as we grow up in the Lord. Like, everybody don't grow at the same time. I'm talking the spiritual realm. Just like being born, you're born. You don't just automatically just grow up just like that. We have our struggles. We have all these things. And your struggles ain't my struggles, and my struggles ain't your struggles. So we have to be there for one another and pray for one another, lift one another up. And, Jesus put me in this period of time, of a long time, just like the steps that I was in was so crazy. And I was like, man, this is horrible. Like, what is going on here? But during those times that I felt so alone and the loneliness, God was working in my life and I didn't even know it. Oh, look what I found. This is one of those, somebody told me that it's one of these Bible flowers. Oh my gosh. I think Angie did. Angie, girl, if you're watching this, look. Isn't that so pretty? It was during those times in my life that God was working on me. And like I said, I didn't even know. I just felt like I was just getting deeper and deeper. And sadness and, all this kind of stuff. I know y'all probably are like, what are you talking about? But I know those of you that have been through what I'm talking about in the spiritual realm and even the somewhat physical realm. And look at God's beauty. I know God has a plan. He's got a plan upon my life. He's got a plan upon my kids' life. And I know the devil has tried to stop me. And he still does. And I have to rebuke him off. Every one of us have to. With whatever the devil battles you with, you got to rebuke him. I'm telling you, it ain't easy out here on this world. This earth down here is not our home. We're passing through. So we've got to make it the best we can and walk in God's happiness and joy. I guess that's what I'm getting at. I've never experienced such. I'm not gonna lie, I do get sad sometimes and miss my family, which that's normal, but I'm talking about the other part. I know that that's happened, and I get all that, and I've wallowed in that too before. But those of y'all that haven't experienced that can't really understand how that is. And it's the worst feeling ever. But anyways, I've never walked into that realm ever. I'm a stubborn person. I'm very hard-headed. But I guess I had to get to the end of my... There's another bluebird. I guess I had to get to the end of my ropes where the Lord could let me see, like, look, like, honestly, He made it to where He wanted me to understand that He was all that I needed, and He's the only one that was going to pull me out of that pits of hell that had me bound, man. I'm telling you, y'all just don't know. You don't. I mean, y'all been on my channel for a long time, and y'all watched me and seen the ups and downs, the twists and turns, and all the good and all the bad. Some of it not so much. But you just don't know who I was and how burdened I was, and I just kept smiling like everything was okay. I'd go to work and just act like everything was okay and live life like everything was okay. But in my heart, I knew that it wasn't. Like, there was just something there. Sadness. Whew. I feel the Lord right now, y'all. It was just so sad. And sad in my heart. But the Lord touched me that day, and like He put some type of, like, a new hope, and He put a new happiness and a new laughter. And it doesn't mean that I'm not going to have bad days. It don't mean that I'm going to be, like, sad, because we all going to be sad sometimes. But look at this. It's life and we're human. But honey, He reached down that nail-scarred hand and touched me. And even in my aloneness, like, during that time, look at these cattails. See how I get distracted by God's beauty? Hold on. But got sidetracked again, y'all. But He had me right where I was needed. And I think that I was supposed to be where I was 100% relying on Him. Because I'm telling you, my strength was weak. What's happened here? Did they close us off? There's a dragonfly. 2 of them. But yeah, it was just, the touch was just out of this world. And I guess that's why it's just so strange. And I'm not saying it's strange in a bad way. It's just like, there's just a new faith in me. There's a new boldness. There's a new hope. There's new happiness. And there's new everything that I never thought that I'd ever feel again. And it just happened when I just gave everything up. Everything. I was at the end of my ropes. And I really was. And he touched me. You know, like that old song that says, He touched me, shackled by a heavy burden. Oh, the joy that floods my soul. Something happened, and now I know He touched me, made me whole. He did for me. And buddy, I'm so joyful about it. I guess what I'm getting at, and what I keep speaking into my spirit, is it's okay to not understand this new joy and this new abundance of hope that I have in my heart. It's okay. But it's scary. And when I say it's scary, there's another pretty little butterfly. When I say it's scary, I'm not meaning like scary, like, oh gosh, I'm scared. Oh, that's a different type of butterfly. Look at it. Looks like a leaf. Hold on. But when I say that it's scary, it's not scary like, oh my gosh, something bad's going to happen. It's just a new abundance of unfamiliarity. Is that how you say that word? That I've never fully felt in my spirit and soul. And I'm like, what is this? But I do know it says in the Bible that he creates in us a new heart. And he's working on my heart. He's working on my healing. And I don't know, guys, if somebody here listening that I might can help, be an encouragement to, that you might be feeling low and hopeless, not being happy, not ever thinking that your heart will ever heal, not just wondering if the Lord hears you and wondering if he's ever going to touch you. I'm going to tell you, from my experience, it will happen. But you have to have hope and you have to have faith. And even when I felt those things, that I didn't have that little bit of hope or faith, in the back of my mind, I still like I wasn't even crawling, honey. I don't know what I was doing. I was getting by. But in the back of my mind, in my spirit and my soul, I kept hanging on to hope. I kept hanging on to Jesus. I'm like, Jesus, I don't know what's going on. And I said, Jesus, you're going to have to help me. Jesus, this is it. Like, you're going to have to help me. You can't ever give up on God. I don't care how far you've went or what you've done. You can't ever give up on him, because he ain't going to give up on us. But it ain't too late, y'all. It ain't too late to let the Lord in your heart. It ain't too late. And this might be going to somebody that's scared of getting in a relationship with the Lord. Oh, looky. Hold on. You feeling the Lord tugging on your heart and you're scared, but it's not like scared. It's like one of those scared feelings that I'm talking about. Which that is kind of different, I guess, but because I've had that relationship with the Lord. But like for you, if there's one out here that's wanting to get on the path with the Lord, obviously he's tugging at your heart. And even if you don't know the Lord, and if you want to get to know the Lord, just speak his name and start praying. And if you don't know how to pray, just talk to him like he's your best friend, because he is the best friend you'll ever have. And I have grown to learn that. And it's okay. It's okay to be alone, y'all. It's okay to be at that bottom until you pick yourself up and let the Lord rejuvenate your body and soul. It's okay. But if you don't know the Lord and you want to know him, just call out his name. Say, Jesus. Start, praying to him. Start seeking him. Start getting out here and doing some walking if you can walk. And look at all God's beauty that he's given us and stuff that he's gave life to. Everything. And let the Lord speak life into your spirit and your mind. Because I'm going to tell you, honey, the Lord has spoke life to me. Because I felt like I was in the desert. I felt like I was just in that desert waiting for my flower to start blooming. Like, that song, I found the lily in the valley or something like that. That's what I felt like. And it's been a hard road for me in my life. And growing up, I didn't ask for none of that. I didn't ask to be brought up in all that. I didn't ask to be having to see the things that I did. I didn't have to ask for any of that. But you know what? That's okay. That's behind me. And it's made me who I am today. It's made me strong. Yeah, I might have some scars. I might have some of that PTSD or whatever. But you know what? God's faithful. And God has overrode all of that. And when doubt starts coming in, I just got to speak his name. And it's got to flee. I've got talking to myself out here today. I knew I had to come walk. I just felt the urge to come walk, honey. God's good. I'm telling you, God has put in something in me here lately that I can't explain. And I know what he does. When he does it, he don't do it halfway. You know, like, you get in here and start praying these prayers, Lord, will you help me? Lord, will you help me? And you get back and it's the same old thing over and over, whatever you're going through. You pick it up, or you still waller in that self-pity and self-doubt, or whatever it is. But when you mean business and God means business, honey, it's like that. He's faithful. Oh, pretty flowers are everywhere, y'all. But y'all, don't lose hope. And I ain't gonna lose hope either. And pray for me. I need it always. I'm just, we go through different chapters in our life. And I can just say, praise you, Jesus. Help me, Lord. Get rid of all the stuff that don't need to be in my life and move me forward to where I can be what I need to be in Christ. That's what I want. And it is a struggle sometimes. But nothing is impossible without, if we have God in our life, nothing's impossible. So we need to remember that and hang on to that. And hang on to hope. And walk in faith and know that he's there. Even when we can't feel him or we can't see him, we know he's there. Little birds. They're getting ready for bed, I guess. But I have enjoyed this walk, and I've enjoyed talking to you guys, and God's good. You know that saying in the Bible where it says, great is thy faith, is it great is thy faithfulness or something like that? And I think that's how we break free and the chains fall off of us, is just praising him in the storm. Because that week I started listening to like that song Gratitude, and I would play it over and over. And that one in particular day, boy, when I just wasn't feeling it, man. I was just distraught and stuff like this, and I didn't know that I was being set up for a change. And when I started that week just listening to those songs, even though I didn't feel it. Like, I mean, I know his goodness and I know all that, but I was just tired, and I was just like, man, I'm just, like how you just get burned out with stuff. And I just kept on trying to pray to the Lord and press through and overcome. What is that up there? Oh, more birds. And he moves on time. My mom used to sing this song called He's an On-Time God. And it says, he may not come when you want him, but he'll be there right on time, because he's an on-time God. And I'm telling you, all these older songs are coming back to me. I'm starting to, and you know what else is weird here lately? Where'd he go? But I'm gonna tell you something, and I looked it up. I believe in signs and stuff like this, but normally I see red birds, I see butterflies, but for the past few months, there's been rabbits encountering me. It's weird, and I know it's a sign about something, and I did Google it, what it meant, but I forgot what it said, but nature will speak to us. And that flower back there is a flower. I can't remember what my friend Angie told me. I had shared it on Facebook years ago that I had seen up there at the park. But it's kind of like I think it's like a biblical flower. I'm going to have to ask her what that flower is. And I always ask God for, show me something. What are you trying to show me today? Or show me a sign. Like, I pray that kind of stuff. That's what, You know, my spirit connects with stuff like that for me. Like, that's just how I guess, how the Lord made me or whatever. And then I looked down there and seen that flower, and I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, is that morning glories? There's some big flowers down there that come out at nighttime. Right there. I think they're called moonflowers. But, just look at his beauty and just bask in his love. There's more of them flowers right there. How pretty, y'all. Look how pretty. And you know, we don't know. We can be having a hard time, and it could be so hard, like just how I was feeling, man. I was feeling bad, like very down. And you never know how close you are to that breakthrough. So that's why you can't give up. I mean, mine was just right there. But buddy, did I feel broken, and did I feel, you know, just down. I don't even know what else to say about it, but... And you know, I've even had people compliment, and I'm not bragging on myself by no means, because, honey, when God done this for me, they're just like, you seem different. You seem happier or whatever, like. But he's good. And he places you during that time, and then during that time, he starts opening doors for you. Because that's what he does. He's an on-time God. Anyways, y'all, thank y'all for walking with me. Thank y'all. Like, people's like, I know they get afraid for me to walk and stuff like that, but I watch all kinds of documentaries and stuff like that, but like, I don't really ever get scared. There's a lot of people passing by, but now if it was dark time, I wouldn't be out here doing that. But it's kind of breaking dawn, and I'm heading back to my car. Hope y'all enjoyed this walk with me, and y'all hang on tight. Jesus has you like he has me, and I'm looking forward, and I'm going to start growing in the Lord, and I'm going to start letting all the chains in my life fall, because, honey, there's been a bunch of them fall in my life, and I just can't believe it. I just can't believe, like that song called The Goodness of God, like he's so good to us, and it's just, he is a miracle worker. He is. Thank you, Lord. Like, I'm just thankful. I'm so thankful. What is that verse that says, create in me a new mind and renew my heart, or something? Is that how it goes? Create me a new mind. Something in that line. I don't know. Those of you that know that verse, let me know. And he will. Oh, yes, he will. But I'm thankful. And you know, sometimes we do have to walk this road alone. Sometimes we do, but we're not alone. Sometimes God wants us there to fully 100%. I don't think that I've ever fully 100% relied on him until that time. And that's bad. That sounds bad. But me looking to where I'm at now, I don't think I did. There went another rabbit. I'm telling you, you have to fully rely on Jesus. You can't just take it all in your hands and... Oh, is that another one? Oh, it is. That is another one. There must be a big patch of them down through here. But anyways, y'all, I'm going to leave it at this. God is good. God is great. I love you guys, and thanks for watching. buddies. Hey. Hey, buddies. Hey. What you doing? Hey. Come here. So close to these deer, it's amazing. Hey, pretty girl. Pretty. Y'all are pretty. Yeah. There's a baby one. Pretty babies. Hey. Pretty babies. Y'all are pretty. Oh, there's a baby one with horns. Or whatever you call them. Oh, it's a baby boy deer. There's two more. Oh, those are little teeny tiny ones. I'm following all of them. Let's see if I can't see them right here. That one there kind of looks white. Like an albino one, but not really, kind of, sort of. Bye, friends. Bye. Beautiful. I love that. I was so close to them, too. So I got in my car, and look. They're coming right down by my car. I bet they're going to get them some water.